All right, traders, before I get started with the watch list video for Tuesday, September 17th, I'd like to put this quick explanation of this video you're about to see. All right, so it's important to read that. And I'm not going to read it verbatim. I did yesterday. I'm going to try to show this in every video, but, in short, I'm looking for stuff to trade tomorrow. And that's what this list is. I don't hold overnight, all right? So let's go to the SPY here, the daily chart. Look at today's candle. 6.5 hours worth of trading, and it ends up about where it started, and was just a total chop fest, right? There was just no action. Here's the gap down, and just a total chop fest, right? Very, very little action today. It was extremely boring. I looked up my highlights, and I actually went like 7 for 8, but not on anything that I killed it on or anything like that. It was just a slow day. What am I watching for Tuesday? All right, so let's just go down the list. And I feel a little silly putting this one on watch because I hate the way it trades, OPTT. But in after hours, it's trading at 221. So today it gapped up. You had this gap up back here that topped out at 234. Then today it topped out at 215. So if this holds up, I'm kind of assuming maybe it had news after hours. Maybe it's just being pumped by some group and then I won't even care about it tomorrow. But if it had news and it's going to gap up tomorrow, this one does have some room to run, so I do want to keep it on watch. It's one of my least favorite stocks, but still. GBR, all the oil stocks were very strong today. GBR is one of the baby ones that sometimes traders just pile into. And a pretty strong close. So I'm going to look for a red to green, some kind of follow-through day in it tomorrow. All right, so that's kind of my one baby oil pick for tomorrow. ENDP, after this really nice move from $2 to over 4 in about 4 sessions, it's flagging pretty nicely. So I'm looking for a follow-through move to the upside there. RUHN, this one's still extended. When you have the moving averages down here, you had a big pop in something, and it's kind of hovering way above. The moving averages haven't caught up. I don't really like to play it yet. I did get one trade in this thing today through 7. It only went to like 720 something. Yeah, it was just, again, you can tell there's gaps between the candles. There's just no volume out there. But it ended up closing, after a sideways move. If it takes out today's high on Tuesday, 727 is today's high, it might just retest Friday's high and then maybe just kind of like Fran did the other day. I think it was Friday Fran did it. You may have a big move, a couple days of rest, and another big move. So it was very, very powerful on, let's see, that would have been Thursday, that big green candle. So I do want to watch it. APRN had this spike yesterday that looked like it almost hit $10, and then today a quiet inside day. I'm going to have to see some volume in this thing. It only traded 414,000, but this certainly, the chart itself looks really good back through 10. But it's not really a recent high flyer because I always go back, and that's one of my stipulations, as most of you know. I want to trade the stocks that are in play. So you go back and look and say, well, the big volume spike, almost 30 million shares, absolutely in play back here. But now it's been, that was, mid-July. So you're 2 months later. So it doesn't really meet my one of my stipulations as a recent high flyer. The chart just happened to catch my attention as I was pouring through hundreds of charts this afternoon. So I just said I'm going to watch it. All right. MXC, another baby oil. I was wrong. I got another baby oil on there. But see this big volume spike today? That's still only 207,000 shares. It did have a big 2-day move back here. And so, I looked to the left and I said, well, that could be a target. And above that could be another catalyst. So maybe a red to green in MXC. Back here, it kind of cut loose. That's what we look for. Is this kind of recent action and stuff because it has potential. It's been a while since this thing got going, but with the oil plays moving, MXC is worth a look. CRC, another oil play, but not a baby oil play. Very strong volume, very strong close, 200-day above. Sometimes those act as a magnet, so I definitely like this one. As far as oil plays go, NVAX, NVAX had this nice run back here that after three and a half sessions topped out at 845. It's curling back up, and today topped out at 770. Couple calls in the room made in this one today. I missed what I call the intelligent entry, and so I actually never traded this one. Mentioned it through 7 here, and it did get quickly to 720 before chopping around and then a strong close. My idea that I didn't get in time This was the opening 5-minute candle, and there was Friday's high. Remember, this was already on the video coming into today because I liked it, and I thought if it broke Friday's high, could get going, which was 647. The opening 5-minute candle topped out at 644. So I love a 2-day high break. Most of you in chat, you already know that, right? On a stock that's in play. But this thing happened. This candle, trust me, I was watching it. This candle happened in a blink. So there's no way a bunch of us in chat could have got it. I didn't even get it, and I was sitting there watching it. Having said that, excuse me. When you pan out a little bit, you do see this nice pop, sideways move, volume coming back in, and we still have a potential catalyst above over 845. So I think this might still have another day in it. We'll see. CLR, another oil and gas play with the 200-day getting pretty close, so you might have a follow-through day there tomorrow. PIR is kind of a sleeper pick here because this big volume spike here was still only 1.5 million shares. Excuse me. It made a big move on this day. It went from 610 to 1048, and that's why it's got my attention. That's a big move and a nice flag and starting to curl up. So it does have, and the 200-day up above on this one too. So it does have potential. ARA, pretty clean chart setup here. Huge run from 6-ish to almost 14. 3 days lower on declining volume, hitting the buy zone plus the 200-day from above. Pretty good setup for a curl back up bounce day tomorrow. All right, I like that one. TSCO, Tractor Supply, took out the August lows, but has fallen 4 days to get there. Whenever you get down below kind of a recent chart low, but you've gotten there in a hurry, a big move in a short period of time. A lot of times I'm thinking contrarian. I'm thinking snapback bounce. So that's why that one's on watch. And then Overstock, which had a crazy move from really the high 14s to almost 30 in about a week. Now you've got two massive high volume down days. So I'm not really fond of this, but Overstock, I mean, this move had to surprise everyone. And with these two big down days, I think it's worth watching for a bounce tomorrow, but absolutely not in love with that. Overstock kind of scares me. ARDX, just recently, I think on this day, announced FDA approval. And then it's had a couple days lower since then, right into that buy zone, very close to support here. So this one goes on bounce watch. A couple more. Lumber Liquidators, LL. Didn't have very good news the other day. It kind of reminds me of Overstock a little bit, right? Really big move, really big downside move. Nearing some support, so we'll see, but not in love with that one either. And then lastly, I'm going to go with DF, which is Dean Foods, which had a nice move here. In a couple days, it doubled, right? From basically $1 to slightly over 2. 3 days lower now on declining volume into the buy zone. I like this one for potential long. That's plenty to watch, and we'll add some gappers in the pre-market. So we're going to have plenty to watch tomorrow. Today was very, very dead. If you were aggravated at all, or you're letting this kind of market chop you alive, I keep reiterating in chat that this is not a market to be heavily involved in until things start moving, right? We're still finding some really nice plays, but certainly don't overtrade this market. And I am making a concerted effort to try to step away, go for a walk, get some exercise, go get some lunch or whatever during the midday doldrums too. So I highly suggest that, because then you come back for the afternoon trading with kind of a fresh brain. All right, anyway, I'm done babbling. We'll see you in chat tomorrow.